Hi, this is Gareth Kentish, and firstly I want to coin and run a phrase past you, and it's buzz building. And what I mean from this phrase is quite simply creating a buzz about your business from being in a group, such as the Auction Money Generator or Partnership to Success groups. Now, it makes so much sense to benefit from each other when trying to build an online business. Certainly for me, I have learned so much from members of the Partnership to Success program, and it confirms my belief that sharing ideas is the best way for accelerated learning and growth. And this is why I want to bounce this idea off you. The objective is to create a buzz about each other's eBay businesses. And the diagram here sort of depicts beautifully what I mean by this. So each member actually promotes each respective eBay business by broadcasting in some form. Now I can show you what I mean by looking at this listing here. This is one of my eBay accounts where I'm selling an ebook, How to Draw Cartoon Faces. Now you'll notice as I go down the page, I'm actually using the templates that I've picked up from the Auction Money Generator program. But I've also now added another little bit of code here where I'm promoting the listings of other respective members. I'll just click on here, this image, and I'm now going off to another listing from a member of the Auction Money Generator program. Or I can actually look at a shop by another member by just clicking here. So the question is, how did I actually do this? Well, let's have a look at that. And as I own an eBay shop, most of the code necessary to create that links box can actually be produced within the eBay environment. And I'll show you by example. So on the screen, I've gone into the revised area of an existing listing within my eBay shop. And I'm going to go down about halfway down the page just by the item description option, and you'll notice a link here it is, called create links. So if I click on the create links option, it allows me now to create those link boxes, and the one I'm interested in is the build links to items. So if I click here, I'll show you what I mean, what pops up, and I get this sort of menu where I can just fill in the fields here, and depending on how many products or items I wish to promote, I would then go 1, 2, 3. In the example I had 4, but for the purpose of this example, I'm just going to click on 1, and then I'm going to find the item number. There's one, I've already put one in, and the way I did that was I'll just go to a listing, just bear with me, and I pick out the number here. You can see it's highlighted in blue. I go Control C, which stores it in computer memory. Go back to the box, Control V, which drops it into this box here. I'm going to use the gallery picture, and then if I press the preview button at the bottom, hopefully now I get the image that I'm after. And there you go, I've got the image. Of course I can change the colors if I want, but it gives me a really good head start on creating that links box that you saw earlier in the video. And the way I do that is I grab the text which is shown here. I just highlight that in blue again, Control C, computer memory, and then I would drop that into the notepad so I've got a permanent record of that text. And then what I do is I grab this text and I go to this website here, and I'll show you the address in the top right hand side here. There it is. Now make a note of that because this is a free online editor and it's excellent. So I'm just going to delete this box here before we start and get rid of all this text here, starting from scratch. So what happens here is I get the opportunity to drop that code that I've just saved in computer memory into the source box here. So I'm going to do that by going Control V, and then I'm going to hit the source button again, and you'll notice now that the box appears very nicely. Now what I've done within the list money generator is I've captured the original text because it has a nice looking trust emblem built into the code. So what you can do is you can grab that text by going to the link and then doing exactly what I've just done, dropping it into that HTML box. Now you'll see the link here. So if you click on this here link, you'll see the code. Grab the text as I show you here, just highlighting it in blue. I'll do that. There you go. I'm grabbing all the text. Control C, and then I'm going back to the HTML editor and I'm going to drop the text into the source code. Just get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of this, and now I'm going to drop that text here, and let's see what happens. Success. And you can also see my little eBay trust emblem that's linked in here. Now I just want to draw your attention to a number of things that I've done here so that you can then do your own stuff when you're ready to link in other listings. For example, you can see the image that I've set up here with the parrot. What I've done here is a couple of things. First of all, to find the image that's located in eBay, I've clicked on this button here. You can see that button there. I'll just click on that. And then you get this address for the image that sits within eBay. Now ignore the 8080, that's just a port number. What you're interested in is this number here, which is actually the list item number. And if I just grab another item, I'll just zip into eBay and grab one, you'll see what happens when I put this number, which is highlighted in blue, which represents this particular product, cartoon faces. I'll go Control C, store it in computer memory. I'll jump back to the editor, and then I'll replace the number that I've highlighted in blue with the number that I've just saved by going Control V. If I press enter, you'll see now what happens to the image. There you go, it's changed because it's located that image from this URL address. So if I save that, it would then replace the previous image, which is what you can do when you're adding images to your link box. So I won't save it at the moment. I'll just show you another little trick as well that needs to be done. Let me just get out of here. Now also what I need to do is when the customer clicks on the image in the listing itself, you want that customer then to go to that listing. So the way you do that is you click on the image, and then you hit the link button up here. You can see that here. I'll just click on there, and you can see then I've got the address shown here in blue. And again, I'll use the same sort of technique. I'll go to the listing that I went to before. I'll grab the address up here in the address bar, Control C to put it into computer memory, jump back to the editor, and then I'll replace this text with the text that I've just stored into computer memory, Control V, and if I press OK, I've now re-established that link to point to that cartoon book. And again, I won't save it, but you've got the idea. And that's how you can make adjustments to the link box listings. And I've also put links to shops. So here, for example, I've put some text in, and then I've just placed the link against that text by clicking on the link button here. Just there, you can see here I've got their address to Planet Scotia. So now what I want to do is I want to drop this box into a listing within eBay. So let's do that. And what I need to do is grab the source. Here's the source here. Again, highlighted in blue. Okay, I've got all the source. Control C. I'm now going to go over to my main eBay shop over here, and I've jumped into a listing of my eBay shop. So I'm now in the edit area, and what I want to do is I want to place that box here, and I'm going to use a trick that I learned from the auction money generator program by putting 4 X's just under those pictures there. I'm going to jump to the HTML editor, and I know exactly where to place my new link box, because all I need to do is go Control F, hit the 4 X's, and you can see there it's found the 4 X's for me, so I know exactly now where to locate this link box. I'll just create some space by clicking enter a couple of times, move the cursor back up to here, and then if I go Control V, it's now placed the links box exactly where I want. So let's see what's happened. Click on standard, and let's move the page up to see what's happened. And hopefully I've got success, and there you go. Looks good to me. I'll just get rid of the X's. And then I'll save this. I'll go down to the bottom, click on continue, and then I'll submit, and I'll just test that box to see if it actually works. Fingers crossed. Submit revisions. Okay, now I'm going to click on the listing. I should now have that box appear. I might leave it, in fact. There you go. And then if I click on this parrot here, I'm hoping now it will find that listing. And it has. Success. So that's a very easy way to make adjustments to the link box, and you can help promote other listings for other members. Great way to build that buzz, as I mentioned earlier in this video. So thanks again for watching. Hope that helps. My name's Gareth Kentish, and look forward to hearing from you soon.